You have to pay for frame data in Tekken. Yeah, I guess they made a choice. They're adding a lot of tools to the game, which honestly, they're great tools. Punishment guide looks amazing. To replay stuff, being able to save a replay and then play it back, and wherever you like blocked and didn't punish, the replay is gonna say like, hey, here you could have launched, or you could have done, you know, like 2 jabs to punish. That is such a good idea. I wish DOA had it now. So they're making all that free except frame data, which, you know, I'm a bit torn on it. It's like, given the market, given like all other fighting games are giving it for free, they should follow suit. They should have given it for free. Then again, they never planned on doing it. They're doing it this late. I understand that like the developers making it need to earn a living, so I understand them asking money. If anything, look, if anything, they should have given frame data for free, and like the punishment guide, the replay stuff, that should have been the paid stuff, if anything. But I don't know, I don't remember who said it, but it actually was a pretty good take. As in, I think it was Speed Kicks. Like, if you look at all the things they're adding, you know, the punishment guide, the replays, and the frame data and whatever, of all those things, the frame data is the thing like a beginner is least, it's like the least useful thing for a beginner, because they don't understand what frame data is. Whereas a punishment guide that says, hey, here's like the 10, 50 most used moves by this character, and this is how you punish it with your character, right? So I get it, but it's I don't like it. Then again, it's $4. I mean, look at what we're paying for costumes here, and Tekken complains about $4. But then again, it's not about the number, it's about the principle, right? It's coming of them. They're gonna do next, like training mode behind paywall. I think it's one of those things, you know what? I'd be surprised if the next Tekken game, like if it's Tekken 8 or a new tag, whatever, right? It's probably gonna launch with frame data. Maybe not the punishment guide stuff and everything, because that, I can imagine that taking a lot of work to actually make. But the next game should definitely launch with frame data. Competitive advantage and never be sold. I mean, back in the day, you had to buy like the official guide, right, to get your frame data. That kind of was pay to win in that sense too, right? But again, it doesn't even matter what has been or what's fair or whatever. All other games are giving it for free. So Tekken taking the different road here feels shitty. It feels shitty, right? The market clearly went on and added frame data in all the games. Because to be honest, if you program code, right, the frame data is already in the game. It already exists. It's literally how a move is made. All they have to do is read the data, right? I can't imagine it being super hard. The hardest part is probably like we're having in DOA here. It shows advantage. You have to like calculate, ooh, this is the recovery and this is the opponent's recovery. What's the difference? And that's super easy, and that's probably the hardest thing they have to do, which I don't think they even do in Tekken. It doesn't even show you the difference. It just shows you this is how much or how negative you are, and this is your opponent. I think Mike Z from Zero Lab said it took the team an afternoon to add frame data, and it's called SK. What game is SK? I was about to say Skullgirls, but that's not SK. Is Skullgirls SK? But yeah, in the end, frame data, it is in the game. That's how the game runs. You just have to read it and show it, which they internally 100% already did. How are you gonna balance a game if you as a developer cannot see the frame data? They can see it, they can read it. Matt thinks it might be static data that is. Oh, so you think they're actually like listing out all the frames like Tekken, like T7 Chicken and whatever those apps are? Or Tekken Bot Prime? No, I think Tekken Bot Prime reads it, right? That's actually not that good. Like in DOA, it clearly is reading it from the game. Because if you do something at tip range, the frames might change. At least in this game. That's how they did it in Injustice 1. Woof. I mean, here's my takeaway is Namco never wanted to do this, and finally they're doing it, right? They're finally doing it. They're implementing it now, maybe in a shitty way. Yeah, they're asking money. That's not the ideal situation, but I think the game is gonna be better with frame data than without it, like in game, right? And I hope this changes how they think about it in the future for future games. They didn't want people to figure Tekken out. I think the thing is that their philosophy was that figuring out, like in training mode, doing a move and then seeing if your opponent can uppercut. He can't. He can do a kick. Alright. Figuring that out yourself, they viewed as part of the training part of the game. And it's definitely possible to learn the game like that. It's just gonna take you way longer. Because you're gonna have to do that shit for every move of your character against every other character in the game and see what their options are against one move, just to figure out how you can punish it, I can't even imagine doing it like that. Yeah, I definitely think Tekken is more manageable than people talk about, but on the highest level, it's still a hard game. Like, yeah, I definitely think it's one of the harder games, not because it's complex, but because of the volume. There's just so much data to learn compared to your Street Fighters and your Injustices and whatever, right? That's the only reason. Frames are frames in every game, right? It's always the same thing. It is the amount of stuff you need to learn.